All right. So which one are we looking at?
It's up to you. The first one was the most like. I think the first two games were probably the most impactful games.
Okay.
Like where I actually out farmed them mid and made them uh, lose their lane.
And who were you up against,
Impacted
mid?
TA in the first two games.
TA.
Yep.
And a different TA. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't like the same dude. Um, okay, so looking at the first game, can you see the screen that I'm looking at right now?
Yeah, the overview.
The overview screen. So things that poke out to me. First off, their whole team did not farm well. It's one thing to be behind on kills. It's something totally different to have this little farm, and you as the Saint King are the second highest farming in the game. I say second highest farming in the game, and that you got 6 kills and 20 assists, so you're in at 26 out of the 37 kills in the game. So that probably definitely helped. So I'm going to load in right now, and we'll go from there. So big thing is Sand King is very advantageous against melee heroes in a 1v1. That's why Sand King offlane is so popular, is because you do so much damage to melee heroes, which is usually where the enemy's safe lane is going to be, and you can just force them out of lane with a lot of chip damage.
Yes.
And then your other skills are great for team fighting and everything else. So, Sand King was one of my first heroes playing Dota.
Really?
Yeah, on the reg, a fun utility.
I'm loading versus screen. I don't know what kind of delay we have.
Yep. Yep. Okay, it's doing that.
And I think Saint King was one of the first offlaners that I learned a couple months ago.
Okay, so first off, free camera.
It is in the bag.
Prepare for battle.
I'm guessing you're begging here. You're like, please, please,
Yeah.
regen.
This one in the bag. Our enemy is crushed and our victory assured. Strategically, this one's in the bag.
And then a little bit of background, because I was trying to explain Dota to a friend that had zero concept of MOBAs because console. I introduced him to the concept of like tower defense and MOBA, but ultimately it's a tower defense game. It's not about kills necessarily, but you do need to grow via gold in order to do well. And I was just, for a guy who didn't know Dota, I basically said I was doing a very unconventional
30 seconds to battle.
person or heroes in Sand King in the mid lane in order to control the tempo of the game by denying. Well, my first goal is to deny the mid levels in farm by zoning him out and thereby increasing my own farm. And you'll see my item build. It's kind of a meme, but for what I was doing, I think it accomplished the purpose
Okay.
Let's get moving.
previously
Okay.
stated.
So you got to lane very quickly. I don't know if you were watching. I was skipping back and forth between the Jakiro and you placed a ward here, I'm guessing, to watch the rune. You could have placed a more aggressive ward with the amount of time that you had left over, but obviously you didn't know who was in lane or not. That being said, the Jakiro placed a ward for his TA as well. So I'm just kind of watching the first exchange here. I'm actually going to do a player perspective on you.
Yeah, so this game was not my best laning game.
Okay, that's okay.
First. And it was very much a good learning experience, which I obviously fed into the other 3 games of Sand King.
So I got it. You went Sandstorm first. I'm interested to see how you skill your level 2. Okay. And you end up getting Caustic Finale.
Watch this damage up.
Yep.
Because they expect me to burrow strike. I don't think they really anticipate Caustic Finale.
Yeah. So
my
big thing
goal
was
on
it
farm
looked
was
to me
to-
like she had a ward delivered here. Let's go back to before you entered your most recent Sandstorm. Oh, did I miss it again? Okay. Back it up. 2 more. So I've gone 30 seconds back now. The Sandstorm obviously isn't loading here, but that's okay. So the courier comes in, gives her a ward, and she ends up placing it, which was not necessarily visible from your perspective. You're focused on last hitting. You're doing a really good job.
And when I went back and looked at this replay before I sent it to you, I really was kicking myself for not checking her inventory for no regen. And
Yeah.
being more aggressive.
Yeah, regen and wards is really what you're going to watch out for, because at this point, she has
And I was trying to stack too.
yeah, she had an observer ward, and whether or not it's there, okay, I'm dying here. What is this camera positioning, man?
Bad.
Like, there's like this distance from the top of your character to the bar where she could possibly be standing, and there's like a whole world happening up there that we didn't even know. That's okay.
I think I was worried about ganks because I'm not good with minimap.
Okay.
I'm better with the screen.
Okay. Got it. You also got a friendly ward to help you in the gank situation.
That was a potato move.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to back it up a few seconds, and we're going to watch your last hitting. So we're watching it at half speed. Okay?
Yeah.
TA's coming forward. She's low. We don't know how much regen she has, but we can click on her now and see that she has no regen. You hit the creep closest to you here on the right. We're working. We're working. This whole thing, I'm not worried about the tree here. At no point have you hit the creep on the left yet.
For Caustic Finale.
Caustic Finale popped, and you missed that kind of double explosion, and then she gets the deny there. So I think here you're down 160 HP. Okay?
Yep.
Tango, 7 health regens for 16 seconds, though doubling that is going to be 14.
120 something.
14 times 16 seconds is 224, and you're about to go back into lane to last hit. You could eat it now, you could eat a normal tree, both are good options.
Anticipating.
Right,
taking damage.
right, because
Instead of
for example,
before I take the
you
damage.
can burn the 160. Also remember, TA has the side blades, so
Yeah.
at this point you could be dealing with that Tango. Not that big of a deal on the Tango. But let's watch it. I backed it up 15 seconds again. Here's the start of the wave.
Bam.
You got a low TA. Okay. And that, what do you have your tick bars set to? Each into these individual tick bars. 250?
What? Tick bars?
So if you look, there are 4 green bars. I'm guessing yours is set to 250 health.
Where? I'm gonna look at that real quick.
And you can, it's in the console commands. It's not that big a deal. But looking at her, she might have 250 health.
Yeah, as an Agi hero with not a lot of strength.
As an Agi hero with no regen. So at this point right here, ignoring the Tango, you should have come and popped all 3 of these guys. So if she tries to do anything, which obviously she's taking a aggressive stance here, you should have popped all 3 of these guys and got Caustic Finale ticking on all of them. So if one of them pops, there's just the potential for a huge explosion. Range creep, got it. If it's convenient to you, be my guest. But she goes in here, and you're last hitting her, which is fine. 3. I'm counting your attacks right now.
Another note would be taking the Tango off to the
4,
side where she can't.
5,
side blade me.
6, 7. Okay, so you had 7 right-click opportunities there while the creeps were hitting themselves, and you only applied Caustic Finale to 1 creep. Got it. You were doing some deny management there. That's okay. I just want you to consider Caustic Finale in what its potential could be for creating this huge AoE explosion versus what it is. So she goes back, she gets a salve, and comes back to lane. How much health does a salve do?
400.
400? Are you missing 400 health?
Give or take.
Give or take 600 health?
Yep.
Is what you're down. You could have salved right there just like she did. So I'm backing it up another 15 seconds. She walks away. Boom, start the salve. She just started her salve right there. You heard the sound. And you could be... Now she's in a position where she's got 2 to 3 times the amount of health as you. You're obviously zoning her out with the sandstorm. But if I was to look at the position I'm going to go back to at the start of the wave again. That sandstorm right there, I guess I don't understand.
So this was, now that we're thinking and talking through this,
Sure.
definitely my inexperience both mid and Sand King. Because by this time I should have known, and you'll see I'll buy a sentry in a little bit, but I should have known that she had vision. But that was me covering my butt so she didn't immediately attack me that itself. Instead of moving the sandstorm like closer to the middle or on her side to zone her a little better.
Yeah, so there's a ward somewhere up here. Fog both teams. Okay, good to go. Free camera. I'll go back to player perspective on you. So, got it for the sandstorm. For the AoE, though, is covering most of your creeps and barely any of hers. If you could even just scoot it up so the center of it, it's probably down here somewhere. If you could so much as scoot it up to up here, it's obvious that she favors.
Oh, I can't see her cursor.
Oh, okay. I'm basically indicating just under where she's standing now, right at the base of the steps.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I said the word obvious there. I'm indicating at the base of the steps. And I want it just to move directly up from where it is. She favors swooping around the top. And it's going to push... Instead of her walking through a quarter or half of the sandstorm in order to walk up to your creeps to get a last hit, I want to push that number up to 2/3 or 3/4 of the sandstorm. She has to march through just to get to the creeps. Because here, for example, she could access clicking your creeps from the edge of the sandstorm without taking any damage. Now she's obviously going in. Drink your salve. Drink your salve. There you go, my man. Once again, you're focusing on one. We're losing the benefit of the Caustic Finale here. Okay, now we're getting that alternation here. And now the creeps are back together, and we need to go back to lane. I'm glad you level Caustic Finale. Good last hit. One on her. That was a good sandstorm.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That was a side blade.
Yeah, the Psyblade attack, got it. It's just one of those you're dealing with a TA here. At this point in the game, you're the highest and last hits, which is very good. And then because of your positioning of your sandstorm, it helped you with that wave. Again, you only got half of the creeps, but that's okay. We can work on that. Grab that, if only for a denial. You don't have to do anything with it, but at least you make sure that you have it. You could have used it to go hit the creeps a couple more times. You could have used it for any variety of things. Again, position on the sandstorm. If you want to push the wave to force her under tower, then you could have moved the sandstorm up, or at least forced more action on her because of the sandstorm. So we're getting some good alternation here. You applied Caustic Finale to both of them.
Yeah, I was slowly starting to figure these things out.
Yep,
Because
you're
as you
doing
can see
good.
by my next item choice, my goal is going to be Caustic Finale E. See, here she was like, wait, what do I...
Right, and you just made it less advantageous for her. I'm actually really happy you did not get Epicenter at 6.
I was kicking myself because I should have gotten Burrow Strike and I knew it.
Yeah, Burrow Strike is fine at this point. The game is 0-0. It's very close. It's not. If it was an absolute slugfest, it'd be a little different to get a Burrow Strike or to get an Epicenter. Bro, with the camera, the whole enemy team can be on their high ground, and you would have no clue. There you go. So, there you go. You did the right time. Going for the 2 here. Cha-ching! Lots of value. Careful, the tower can obviously still provide vision here.
I didn't realize that I was split. So I was like...
First blood.
My inner Slacks techies mentality of getting in their heads and giving them false confidence was like, I got this. She's like, I got first blood.
Radiant's middle tower could use
I
some
caught back
help.
up in farm. And that was my mentality. To kind of
Okay.
get myself out of the
I'm going to skip forward here.
fact that I just fed hard.
TP'd back to lane. I waffle. I constantly waffle on the decision to TP back to lane at different points of the game. As a mid laner, would it be handy to have your TP available if you need to fight bottom or top right now? Yeah. Is there also value in walking? Yeah.
In this, I was very
Tower isn't
confused
going to
by.
last long.
I think. Oh, I was calling for a gank pretty hard. I was like, "Hey guys."
Someone better help Dyer's middle
She's
tower.
like incredibly out of position right now.
Good sandstorm. Good cleanup. The golems are perfect.
I was very confused in the mechanics of Sandstorm.
Yep. That being said, you could have cut down that tree. It might help you. Ooh, a broom handle.
That got me really excited as well.
Convenient.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Were you going for the... Okay, that
Leaning
answers
on
my
Dyer's
question.
top
The
tower.
Ograx first. Why Ograx?
Alright, so I was hoping this would come up, but it's inevitable. Have you heard of a guy named Rizpol? He's a YouTuber.
Oh, no.
It looks like Dyer
So
fortified their
Potato,
structures.
Bro Strike,
That's okay.
go
Let's
ahead
go.
and cringe at my camera. So this dude is a C server
Are those
guy
cracks in Dyer's top
who
tower?
very much plays meme mids, and this was his build.
Okay.
Thy life's weight in mana pay.
I'm basically going a right-click build with Sand.
Okay.
And the concept is keeping people in the sandstorm so they get cost finale and DPS death.
Okay. So, we're watching
And
this.
also for the stats.
84
A
plus
tanky
12 is your right-click damage right now. Here comes the old courier. 87 plus 12. Oh, it's not in. So once you rotate it, we'll look at it. What
And
the
part of me
fuck
was
is
like,
this
I need
game?
to get this ward further to the right so that they can't sentry it.
Sure.
So
96 plus 12. So this gave you 10 attack damage plus a pretty significant amount of HP. We just have to waffle that, and that we've got a quarterstaff right here that can give you 10 attack damage without the health. However, if your priority is right-clicking right now, it does give you attack speed along with your attack damage for about 100 gold cheaper. So, just saying, this is a situation unique to Sand King because Sand King is a strength hero, and either one of these options would have been good. Really, is she pressuring you much on right clicks?
see, and now
Not
she's like,
really?
what do I do with my
Dire's
hands?
middle tower isn't going to last long.
I don't think that she's really pressuring with you. I think it's just a convenience thing for you to not need the HP this game. So.
Watch this. This was a praise Gaben moment. Notice my regenerate.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
There you go. Keep it going for a little bit longer. Yeah, obviously, depending on camera positioning, I'm going to go back about 30 seconds.
I was also trying
So-
to get Caustic Finale on those creeps before she killed them.
Right. So you start moving the camera, and then you go, oh, what is this here? And we have the opportunity for a caustic finale. I think it could have been pretty close, but again, swoop the camera positioning a little bit more towards the enemy might have made the tiniest bit of difference. So now we've got a max caustic finale. Getting good D wards.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this was a power move by me, just trying to bait somebody into
Somebody
TPing
better
into my
help Dire's
sandstorm.
middle
Okay.
tower.
Do you know how to get the tower to de-aggro you?
Dire's
I
middle
do not.
tower just
Okay.
went down.
So let me explain the mechanics, and then the logic will apply after. Okay. The mechanics is the tower decides who to attack based on who's attacking what in its vicinity. So if someone is attacking a hero, it will decide to attack that thing back. If someone is attacking it, it will decide to attack that thing back. When the wave elapsed here, your friendly Queep wave is gone. You are right-clicking the tower. These guys are not in range yet. It kills that creep. It says, what is the next nearest target? You're the next nearest target, and then it starts attacking you. The way you trick that tower is when it decides who it's going to attack, you attack something different. So what is available on the screen to attack? Obviously no enemy creeps. But right between attacks, what you do is you A-click your own creep. And you do it about 2-3 times, and the tower will go, well, he's attacking his own creep. He's the lowest priority. It'll reassign priority to the next nearest target, which is one of these 3 homies right here attacking the tower. And then you just go right back to smacking the tower. And the only time you have to worry is when it starts looking for a new target. So every time it kills a creep, it's going to look for a new target. And you A-click one of your creeps. You're low on the priority scale. It picks another creep. And then you just go right back to hitting that thing.
Mine.
Dire's middle
Or I
tower
just
is
kill it that
falling.
way.
Yeah, I mean, you brute forced it. Again, that's luck. Could have been a different situation with a whole bunch of creeps. Communicating, obviously, I am on the way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Double kill.
Worked out great. You're not short on mana. Don't know what the goal was. Again with the camera. if they're going to come from anywhere, they're probably going to come from the tier 2. So I just would have... That's the moment, like what the hell is this? Got it if TA rotates mid, but there's not even a tier 1 tower mid anymore, so they would have to come in from the tier 2 tower, so it should probably come up from the top right corner of the screen. If they come in from the tier 2 top, it's going to come from the top edge of the screen. If they come in from the tier 1 top, it's going to come in from the top edge of the screen. So this is a great way to get yourself killed.
Yeah.
And now fucking Cardi the Catapult just thinks it's his like singular mission in life to follow you, apparently.
Yeah.
So here, you have aggro. You've started attacking the creeps. Cardi the Catapult says, "Oh, you're doing something different." You sent that back very quickly. That was very efficient. One of your teammates has come mid. Apparently, the whole shitstorm kicking off here.
Double damage.
This is Rose streaming the turn. I was like, come into my
Double kill.
home.
Great. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but
Double kill.
2, 1.
Oh, the Cosmic Finale.
I was gonna say your Burrow Strike came off of cooldown before her shields came down, and
Yeah, evade that PA. Oh. Here comes one of those funny moments.
Double kill.
that was fantastic. It was like a straight up like he just like stopped moving and everybody was like, "We're going north."
Watch. In the next few seconds. Oh, never mind. When you see me equip Dust for the TA.
I'm guessing you check it to make sure it works.
No.
Okay.
No.
You know that's the right thing to do as soon as you equip like a BKB, for example.
This is probably on my Wi-Fi.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Now panic.
Yeah.
So, a couple of opportunities here. They did not give you much room. Burrow Strike could have literally been in any direction in any distance better than that. You Burrow Striked from slightly in, it's slightly out of it. You could have gone most of the way to the wave, frankly.
Or
You could
uphill
have,
even.
yeah, you could have been running uphill. You could have gone to the right to this little cubby hole over here. That being said, let's slow it down here. Let's watch this panic in slow motion. Panic, panic, panic.
Yeah.
Boom. That is it. What stuns they have?
The two they just used.
The two they just used. 2 second or 3 second cast time. You ready?
Yep.
1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000,
I was about to say this.
5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000. So, but I'm sure in that moment it was like, oh God! It wasn't like, you know, what should I do? So, just remember, TP is another one of your escape mechanism.
The tower is under attack.
So now you're poking around, you're looking at the tower situation. You're probably shopping right now because I can see your mouse moving. Going through the shopping. You're getting a basher. Okay, I'll see how this plays out. You made a sale that this is a meme build. I'll see how this goes. You're going bottom. Good choice.
Drunk Duck is a friend of mine too, so
Oh yeah, I played with him.
I'm biased towards helping This got me excited. Into the ice path, why not?
Again with the camera positioning. They had 2 heroes. We don't know if there's more.
I guess Radiant fortified their structures. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Great tower kill. Drake tower push just in time for the runes. I
You
think,
see my inner support is buying all the wards.
yeah, you're a mid right now. I think you should have gone for the uphill rune instead of warding and going for the downhill rune in that moment. You can hit that, so you don't need to. At this point, the call should be made. Heavily collapse, collapse, collapse.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is kind of a funny moment. You're like, she's right here. Who has vision? Oh, I have that.
Fantastic.
Echo Saber clearing out Clinks' burning army.
Yeah,
Convenient.
that was really convenient. Clinks also pieced the hell out immediately
Yeah.
after that.
I
He
watched
walked
the
in, he ulted, he was
walked
like,
up.
nah. He was like,
It's
no,
pretty funny.
no, bro.
And at this point in the game, I'd realized that I had zoned TA out of lane, so at least she didn't have any kind of impact
Right.
ganking with a Deso by now.
There you go. Good choice.
And now I'm very much trying to tilt the enemy team, and also obviously push lanes is
Yep.
what I'm doing.
Push lanes is the name of the game right now. You guys are ahead. TA is a farm heavy character, and PA is an even more farm heavy character. Clinks is a farm heavy character. Clinks is very item dependent. So at this point, you should just be bouncing back and forth between the jungle and the lane. Consider maybe an uphill obs.
That was because I knew Clinks was around, and I didn't know if they would have anything.
That was a fantastic amount of damage. I don't know about that second obs. I don't think after the amount of damage that you did to him that he's going to be like, let's reinitiate. The guy that has Burrow Strike and Epi off cooldown. Because now we've got 3 wards in a pretty rapid vicinity here. I'm glad you sent that back. My opinion, it's just another button you have to push. And the value is not amazing. Value for the uphill ward. Yep, so obviously he gave away that there was a ward there. And you managed to de-ward it. I would just consider thinking about where you place that ward. Can I see it? Why can't I see the ring? That's weird. I can't see anything. I would have pushed this a little more to the right. This is another commonly warded area here, so I would have just tried to push this a little more down here. My guess was their ward was in the exact same spot it was in too. And, oh, there it goes. And I think you could have gotten more value of it, maybe putting it a little more to the right. Because they have a ward right here on the cliff to the right, and you might have gotten a 2 for that one sentry you just put down.
So good warding on them for sure.
Yeah, good warding on them. They relied on the fact that you were going to go one way or the other. Absolutely value here. Fantastic. I don't even know what happened there. Let's go back and watch it again. Everybody throw everything at TA. That's great that you want to blow her up or at least make her panic. Fantastic channel. You managed to get it off before getting interrupted, though it was a bit of a gamble.
Oh, it was freaking what's her name? Coconut's Legion's Q came down and smacked him. That's what the damage was, because we were all like, "What just happened?"
Right. That did good, but your epicenter also did really, really good. Let's do it.
What? Can we go to the perspective of Legion real quick?
2,000. Hold on. Half a second. 1,000. Here comes the damage. Boom. 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 So at this point, you've taken about 200 HP off of each of them. There comes the big boom. The next tick blows up the Jakiro, which Caustic Finale, then blows up the Clinks. And then there's bonus damage for Coconut. I love that you know your weakness. Know your weakness line. I love that line. Personal thing. You buy all the support items in the book, but you don't finish your power treads, which has been slightly burning at my soul for about 15 minutes now.
Yeah, I don't think I once built power treads.
Dire Snow fortified their
Then why'd you buy the... Oh, you buy the Belt of Strength for your Basher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, now looking back, that should have been... Because when I finished my 2 bracers, I was like, wait, what was the next... Here you go. I was like...
Yeah, that'll show them.
Again, with the power moves.
I agree. That was a bit of a flex. They're right there. They're right there. I don't know about the decision to let them initiate on you. There. So let's watch this a little slower. I'm going to go to half speed here. Okay. Whoop. Whoop. There you go. Half speed. You're coming back up. You've got your spells off cooldown. Echo Saber off cooldown. Boom. Your bracers in the inventory. She's right there. She's right there. You got one guy on the high ground. You have no idea what's above you because you don't move your camera. It's like, do we initiate? Do we not? No, let's ward. Okay, we found an enemy ward. Now there's 3 of them. Now Jakiro has responded from mid. You
could have gotten a 3-man burrow.
Could have gotten a 3-man burrow. I saw that too, because it looks like Sandstorm was the priority, and then we got, if you ever heard of target fixation. She goes
there. I was like,
boom! That'll show her. You could have gotten a 3 going right. You could have gotten a 3 going straight up. I mean, there was lots of possibilities there. The big thing for you at this point is stay alive, even just a tiny bit longer, because it could have given you the tiniest bit more tick damage on all of them. I don't know if that was worth it to go for a offlane Legion commander in exchange for your Phantom Assassin there. Phantom Assassin, I don't think that was a good decision, despite how awesome that might have felt.
This was me, like...
You're probably just shopping.
Alt tabbing. I was like, I don't remember what...
That's fine. You're probably just shopping.
Actually, I think I am alt tab looking at the guy's build. Hence the stationary cursor. I was like, wait a minute. Now where is it? Yeah, there you go.
Alright, we're back. We're going mid. We're rushing an Abyssal? Okay. It'll give you more HP and HP regen. Which I think will help against the explosion.
Knowing I had a Necro, I figured he would have Greaves or Pipe or both for magic resistance. So at that point, I was thinking forward to I'm going to get the armored talent, and because they like to target me,
Sure.
I'm going to want more health and regen because I'm basically our frontliner.
Sure. More health and regen is fine. I think Abyssal later in the game would have been okay. I think there's a variety of things now.
Oh, and to stick people in the sandstorm. And in the middle of constant finale waves if I pick a fight in a wave.
Okay. You don't have a ton of buttons to push right now. I'm just interested to see how many times you drop abyssals on people. Also, 2,000 versus well over 2,000. You could have gone for a blink. They've got a couple of stuns and also characters or heroes that require them to jump on top of you. If you're worried about HP regen and mana, you could have gone a Force Staff in exchange for the blink. It's a mobility item. PA jumps on you, you Force Staff away. Same thing. TA jumps on you, you Force Staff away. There's a lot of possibilities there. Good zoning sandstorm. Yeah, again, right now, you could have had a... could have had a blink initiation type of thing. Could have had any variety of different possibilities. But it's okay. Now this fight is coming and or going from 3 different directions, it looks like. The whole thing just got a little confusing there. So Necro's buying a hood for you.
And the best part about that quote-unquote fight was none of us talked. We were just like, we were just in the content farming lanes mode, and I was like, I'm gonna go after this guy. I'm gonna dust. Hey guys, I'm feeding. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. You did really good so far. So.
Well, the problem is then 2 other of your teammates went in separately and ended up getting caught out and dying.
Yeah.
So.
Classic chain feed.
I don't know if the call should have been made for a harder go in, or a please don't go in, but I don't know. Either way, I think one of the 2 should have been a more clear communication. Ooh, you just saw that disappear. Whatever will we do with it? Blind dust. Very good. Very good. Start whacking them. Camera.
Yeah. And this is where I was like, Basher, go!
2 seconds. 1 second. Okay. You're like, I'm going to go back to farming.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not feeding again.
Okay. Put your 1,100 gold item in your inventory. Put it in.
Yeah.
Put it in. There you go. And now we've got a Sentry Ward instead. Even if you wanted the Sentry Man, I don't blame you, but I would have put the... I mean, you could have put your Vit Booster in for your Bracer.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, but I took the Iron Talon back because I realized cutting a creep's health could help me get a Caustic Finale out.
Yeah. I really like the Sandstorm there. So the Sandstorm on TA. Oh, womp womp. There goes your ult.
And me.
It's just one of those ult before you initiate versus initiating before you ult. So that was just very lucky 4 different ways. So I'm happy everybody survived that. And now we got some regen going. That looks really good on the regen. Farming this camp versus farming top at this point in the game. You're one of the best pushers in the game after you won that battle 30 seconds ago with the enemy high ground there. I think you could have gone top. And then TP mid or bottom in order to hang out with your friends. I don't know. Any number of things.
No, you're right. And so what I've been doing lately when I'm not playing with friends, I'll be trying to play mid. Because it forces me to start thinking about the rest of the map. And like this, I was like, I'm just going to commit to going with the team. Because I did notice that nobody was farming top or pushing the lane really as how it should be used. And so it's been a very slow learning experience.
Yeah. And it's to your guys' advantage to push the issue early game. Early to mid game. Necro does better. Your Legion does better. The more early duels she can get into. So pushing towers forces fights, which gets you dual damage. So go in.
This we were like LOL.
There you go.
And I was like, Echo save.
Take that, creeps. There's a huge fight happening on the left side of the screen, but boy, we cleared that creep wave. Where's the fight? I don't know what the fight is. You like? I think you lost the fight there. You still had your ult that whole time, and you're gonna use it now.
Honestly, I don't even know how to use. I know it has a long channel time, but I didn't know the other benefits of. Like attack slow.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last.
Now we have an opportunity to push the wave. There's no wave. Nobody pushed mid.
And again,
but
no
it was
one's gone top.
Yeah, no one's
At
gone
all.
top. The lane hasn't moved there in probably 5 minutes. It's been right at that intersection where the tier 1 used to be.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
I don't think you needed to block there. I think letting the creeps into the tower is going to do more benefit, and you cutting this wave is frankly the best benefit to this possible situation. 60 seconds for enemy Templar Assassin. The call should have been made for one of two things: either break contact and gather runes, or siege high ground in that moment and try and go for at least one tower.
And then Roche.
Could have been a Roche. You could have Roached right now. You still had 45 seconds. You've got detection. Okay, someone's doing Roche. Your ogre could be in the pit bloodlusting. I don't know if you managed to get it off or not. You're going to go poke around. Psych. Psych. No. No. You back. No, you back.
And I just joined the dagger.
Yeah,
Like,
I actually really like that disjoint of the dagger. Now you're in a position to kind of guard that ramp while your teammates do Roche. Ogre's kind of herp-derpling around.
then, big brain play.
Boom.
So I was like, guys, look what I can do.
There's the outpost. Now you've got an Aegis. Now you need to push. During this time, I think Ogre should have maybe put a ward on the high ground up here, the pillar up in the top right. I don't even know if he has wards because it's Ogre. So cutting the wave there, I think, is worth it, especially because you double buyback. Okay. So now you've got a wave pushing top because somebody actually pushed the wave. That's about to go high ground. You guys are mid, and somebody's cutting the wave bottom. I don't know if you've seen that, but TA is on your side of the map cutting the wave bottom.
she actually gets, she might get 2 racks.
Yeah.
Because I remember it didn't click for us until like we took one of the racks.
So I don't know what is happening here, but I feel like either your Necro... I think your Necro should have been up there pushing that tower. You guys have ran in a circle for 30 seconds at least. Okay, that's one of the enemies.
Radiant structures. Snow fortified. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Very good. Now any variety of calls can be made, like
Radiant's
bottom
bottom tower is
tower, mid tower.
Dire's middle barracks are taking damage. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is eliminated. Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
There you go. You need to help hit buildings.
Bottom tower has
There's also a building mid you could have been hitting.
barracks have fallen.
I like that. Don't get me wrong. You have a stun. So does your ogre.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't know if you should have gone back here.
Dire's top
Really
tower is
question this
gone.
play, because now if the enemy TA teleports back, it's a 4v3 in the enemy base, and you are the only other principal stunner except for your ogre. There the Aegis just pops on Duck.
Banged up.
Oh, so that same like thought process that you just verbalized is exactly what I was saying. Hi James, we're doing a replay commentary. Totally.
Dire might have to say goodbye to
But yeah, I was like, why did I TP out?
barracks have fallen.
Because I'm used to being the useless support that feeds back and does nothing.
Yeah. Well, now you're a mid with a Blink Echo Abyssal.
Dire's structures
Um,
are fortified.
You were looking for a stun there. That was good. I think the game was...
That's where I used the abyssal.
There you go.
Finally.
The first and last Abyssal usage of the game. I don't know. That may be true. It may not be true. The only other thought was you could have done one of two things. You weren't fooling anybody standing underneath the tower. You also could have stood back and waited for the creep wave to spawn and then just sandstormed it, so that your mid wave would push in faster. So that's the first wave of creeps. Those 5 homies right there helping you.
Radiant victory.
And then they're tiny bailed. So, okay.
Like my tilt tip. Go for the pure slacks.
So let's look here. You ended up in second most farmed hero at 16,112. That looks great. GPM matches the anti-mage, which is 530. XP is good. GPN could have committed harder. I think you would have gotten more GPN if you'd have pushed waves more. If you haven't played Sand King in a while, got it. You don't know when the caustic finales are going to pop as much. Okay. So this is what concerns me. 1,800 gold in support items as a mid laner. This is really the guy that should have been buying all that stuff. Coconut should have been the second one, in my opinion, buying this stuff, because he could blink, or
Dust.
he could blink dust, he could dust blink ult, any number of possibilities here. So that's just my opinion. I think Coconut on the LC should have pulling more of his weight. But 18 Century Wards on a Sand King, got it. Maybe in the laning phase. I don't know if I love that into the later parts of the game. Oops.
Yeah.
Again, player
that-
net worth.
that's-
Let's look at the.
Definitely my inner pos 5 main coming out.
Yep. So he had some spikes around here. So let's look at your spikes came here. And somewhere around the 18-minute mark. Looking at the items, it was where looks like you finished your next big item, and then we kind of slowed down around here in regards to what items are actually making an impact on the game, in my opinion.
Definitely should have gotten Blink before Vanguard.
I think Blink before Vanguard.
I was trying to synergize the Skull Basher with Caustic Finale, or no, the Skull Basher, everything around the Echo Saber. So how can I maximize the effectiveness in fights, knowing that I have all these other high bursters? If we do manage to get a kill or two, just that extra little pop in the fight.
Sure.
Because I didn't have a Veil or traditional Sand King items.
Based on your game, your boots could have gone any number of directions.
Phase.
You could have gotten a phase to catch up. You could have gotten a treads for more strength. You could have even gotten tranquils with how much you were running from fight to fight. And I bet it would have regened a shitload of total health over the course of the game.
Instead of standing there shopping for salves.
Yeah, and okay, but ending game brown boots, I don't think it was, how do I say, is not impressive.
Less than impressive.
Yeah, less than impressive. Ending there on brown boots. Other items that could have done well, got it. You're a mid, so you want impactful items. We talked about the blink. There's, based on the way you were playing forward, I don't know if Aeon Disc. Let's think here. Based on what they had, you could have been building towards a Shiva's. I don't think that would have been too bad.
That would have stacked with the armor talent.
Would have stacked with the armor talent. Would have provided movement slow.
Even a Lotus.
Lotus would have been really, really good. Because every time you burrow struck in, everyone just fired everything at you.
Yeah.
Lotus for 4,000. I mean, for the price of the Vanguard into Abyssal recipe, you could have had a fully built Lotus. 10 more armor,
mana boots.
mana, and HP regen. You could have done mana boots into Lotus for the energy booster there. Yeah, any one of those would have been great. If you wanted meme, keep them in the Sandstorm, you could have gone Atos.
Especially with the blinker.
Yeah.
And they had the Tiny with the blink too.
Yep, you got PA, you got TA. Another good thing that's against TA, I don't know if it was your job to build it this game, though, is an urn. Because it ticks damage every second, so if you fire a urn charge at a TA, it'll help break her shell.
Mm-hmm.
Have
you seen the change to Spirit Vessel?
No, negative
Aura
aura.
now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating.
I don't know if...
Obviously, I don't think it would have been that great in this game because I don't think PA had lifesteal.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
would have
think
a
it
change.
would have either. I think the urn would have been good. I think your ogre or your LC should have built it. That being said, if you want to go full meme lord, keep him in the sandstorm. You could have had the walking sandstorm of Irradiance. And just go Sandstorm Radiance, and it would have upped your farming. It would have helped push lanes, and then if you wanted to end up in full Meme Lord, you go from there into Octarine. So you spell Lifesteal Radiance and you spell Lifesteal Sandstorm because you got the Sandstorm perk at level 10, I think it was. You took the perk
I think
for
it's 15.
Sandstorm damage. Oh yeah, it was the second tier perk, so it's 15. So yeah, really good game. Looking back on it though, you did really good mid lane. I think if you want to take yourself to the next level, you watch your camera positioning and you think about how Caustic Finale can absolutely screw with people, melee heroes specifically, who are trying to come and hit. You can absolutely mess those guys up.
Can we briefly talk about the next Sand King game and then the most recent one? Just like going over the scoreboard and the graphs real quick.
Sure. Hold on one second.